He had what appeared to be a scurry furry biting his balls through his jeans. This is looking to be potentially a 1-star. Hello, hello, hello. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Eden. This is Final Girl Eden. Let's talk horror. On the docket for today, oh docket, who do I think I am? On the docket for today, I am dying to read some holiday horror. I have downloaded a plethora of holiday horror on my Kindle. I have some holiday decorations we need to get put up. I already have run out and got myself a little coffee from Dutch Bros. Their protein coffee is delicious, by the way. And I'm ready to dive in. I have a whole day with no plans. So let's start by running through the list of books that I have. We're gonna start with one that's available as an audiobook on Spotify. I'm gonna put up the Christmas tree and some other decorations, just some little tchotchkes, if you will. We're gonna do that first, and then we're just gonna do a reading vlog for the rest of the day. So that's kind of what I wanted to start with. It's 7:51 in the morning. I'm an early riser, okay? So I figured we would just get started. It's kind of gloomy outside. I've got the little fireplace, Yule log going on the television. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna get into for today's video. So let's start with what the books are that I have. And some of them you've probably heard of before. Some of are just random Kindle Unlimited ones that were recommended as I was going about the search. Some of them are quite ridiculous. So starting with, I'm not gonna go into the synopsis unless we pick it to read, but I have The Christmas Curse by Tabitha Cross. That one seems like it's kind of like a ghost story. I have Christmas Night of the Scurry Furry, a horror novelette. Oh my gosh, this one, it looks like it's basically about Furbies. I have Seasons Creepings by Ronald Kelly. This one looks like it might be several short stories. Christmas Eve Carnage by John Lynch. This looks like one of the more ridiculous ones. There's like an elf and Santa and they look very murderous. So we've got that. We have Candy Cane Kills by Brian McAuley. We have Whiteout by Gracie Williams. The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson. Krampus, the Yule Lord. I don't think that's one we'll get to today because that one is a like full length book. So I don't think we'll dive into that today. We have The Visitor by Sergio Gomez. You Better Watch Out by James Murray and Darren Wearmouth. Christmas Presents by Lisa Unger. The Kill Clause by Lisa Unger. I think that's a little bit shorter one. And I think that's it. So we have quite a few. I think we're gonna stick to some of the shorter ones to start. And then maybe by the end of the day, I'll like decide to dive into one of the longer ones. So we're not doing like a full on like 24-hour reading marathon. We're just gonna like see what I can read today. We're just gonna do a holiday reading vlog. Maybe I'll extend it. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if any of these are good or if I'm just like, fuck this bullshit. I wanna see which ones are available as an audiobook. So let me check. Okay, there's Christmas Presents. What about The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson? Okay, this one says it's only 2 hours and 48 minutes. That should be that's a good length. This one is more of like a mystery, not straight up horror. All right, so let's start with The Christmas Guest. That one is nice and short. I'm gonna listen to it on probably like 1.5 speed. And then we're gonna start by putting up the Christmas tree. I have my coffee to finish. And yeah, we're gonna just kind of dive into that. So let's go, let's get into it. I think I'm gonna go with like purples. My ornament selection is like really random from years and years and years of collecting. And my vibe this year is just not as colorful. Let me show you. My vibe is just not as colorful as I've got here. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we're gonna go for. I think we're gonna do like purples. Also, oh my God, the frocked tree is fucking my sinuses. Holy ball sacks. Okay, so I don't have a ton of decorations. They're up. I got about 17% into The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson. I have it pulled up on the Kindle now, so we are going to kind of dive back in and actually sit and read. So far, our main character, it's written almost like it's her diary. So we're just like reading her thoughts and the things that she's going through as they're happening. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. She is visiting someone who she didn't think was a friend, but then kind of is a friend and has invited her out to her country home in England. And so she has kind of just gotten there and she has kind of a crush on her brother. So far, it's not giving mystery. I guess that's probably coming. I don't know. So I'm gonna dive back in. It is December 21st in the book. We're just going to go get comfortable and dive back in. This feels a little bit like I'm just reading someone writing in their diary about gossip. That's what this kind of reads like so far. Also, she drinks a lot. I feel like that's like all she's ever doing is drinking. Without fail, every time I do a reading marathon, I fall asleep. Every single time. Okay, so I took like a 15-minute nap, I would say. And now I am getting back into it. This book actually is a little bit more horror than, I mean, it's a thriller, I guess, a mystery, but like they just discovered a creepy Santa mask in the forest. So I'm very entertained. My Kindle says I have about 40 minutes left. And then I'm at 52%. So we should finish this up here quickly. And I'm enjoying it so far. I think I really like the fact that it's written like as a diary entry. So it's like a firsthand account of what's going on in the story, but not like as a narrator. It's like you're reading her diary, which I'm really enjoying. So yeah, we're gonna get back into it, but had to give you an update about me falling asleep because how embarrassing every single fucking time. I'm not gonna lie, do you know what this kind of reminded me of? Not at all, like it's not at all the same story, but it is reminding me of the movie Saltburn because it's like an outsider comes and joins a family out at their like English estate. And I mean, I don't think she's up to anything, but like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting like about the family and the like mysteries and family drama. And so that's, I don't know, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the story. Also, she's getting involved with the brother who like everyone thinks killed a girl. Maybe not the most wise decision. Like you don't really know him. Okay, I fucking called it. I called the plot twist, but I missed something with the audiobook. I missed that like the beginning of the book was someone introing the diary and that those were not the same person. I missed that part entirely. And it was so blatantly written. This book's low-key crazy. Like the cover kind of looks just real festive. This story's kind of fucking crazy. So I just finished The Christmas Guest. Holy shit, this book was so much better than I thought it was gonna be. Normally I struggle a little bit with novellas because it isn't enough time for me to be like invested in the story or in the characters, but this book was really uniquely written and I enjoyed the shift in perspectives. I was wrong about the plot twist actually. I mean, I was right, but I was wrong. There was more to it and I really liked how it ended. This might be like a 4-star book. Certainly not 5 stars because it can't compete obviously with like books I know are 5 stars, but like it might be like a solid 4 stars, which is impressive. So we're done with book 1. So I think I want to do something that we know for sure is going to be horror, although that did lean more horror than thriller to me. Like that, the end was pretty dark, but I have quite a few on here that we can choose from. A part of me wants to go with the one that looks like it's about Furbies. Christmas Night of the Scurry Furry. I think that's what we're gonna go for next because the cover is just creepy. I'll throw it over here. That is a nightmare, but I remember when I got my Furby for Christmas as a kid. So this could be kind of fun. So I think that's what we're gonna go for next. I need to make myself something to eat really quick and then we'll dive into our next holiday horror novel. This one's called a novelette, which I think is very cute and very quaint. This book is atrocious. The writing is so bad. Right now, the Scurry Furry is like the must-buy toy of the year, and she works at a Dollar Tree grocery store style thing, and people are like firing guns to get them. One man just grabbed 3 and ran. It's too short to DNF, right? Like I'm committed, but thought I'd give you that update. This is looking to be potentially a 1-star. This is giving like Tickle Me Elmo era chaos. And now the box of Scurry Furries is shaking. Okay. Okay, so we're 46% of the way through this book. I have already bookmarked so many quotes that I just have to read to you. Like it's actually imperative that I share with you some of the writing in this book. So the first highlight I made is Gavin's screams of agony tore through the night like Santa and his sleigh. 10 out of 10 quality writing. He had what appeared to be a Scurry Furry biting his balls through his jeans. Ted lifted his fist to inspect the damage and saw 3 scurry teeth jammed between his knuckles. He felt like the Temu or Great Value version of Wolverine. You can't make this shit up. And then my favorite. This is my favorite one. This is what I just highlighted this. A nasty sulfur-like smell emanated from their bodies as if a fart bomb had erupted and filled the room. Someone seriously farted while these fucking things are coming to life? Amber heard a woman cry out in disgust and terror. Like, even if you do smell a fart, if you are in a life or death situation, are you really like, you're audibly mad at the person who ripped ass? Like, you're just like, you're so fucking mad at them. Like, this horrible, crazy, these toys are coming to life and biting people's balls. Not only did it bite this man's balls, it then climbed up through his body and came out his mouth and killed him. This may be a 2-star book, not a 1-star book. Am I having fun? Kind of. Is the writing terrible? Absolutely. It's somehow it's working. It's working. I can't really explain it, but it's working. Like, it's like a horror comedy. And I think that's why it's like, I'm actually enjoying this, even though it's so stupid. Everyone's just like running around the store like they're locked in or something. Why aren't they leaving? So confusing. Oh my God. This is so gory. This low-key is maybe like an actual nightmare, because while Furbies were actually, at the time I thought they were cute, I do think they're creepy now. This would be insane. This is actually insane. And of course, every scenario at a convenience store has one gun-toting person who thinks they're gonna save the day. This man just yelled, "Come get it, dickheads." Oh my God. Also, ugh. Amber wiped her eyes as Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" started. Wait, probably the work of the Winter Haven slasher? Did that author write this book too? I saw that somewhere. Why have I heard? Is this like a crossover? Oh my God, there's a deluxe edition too that's bigger. Oh my God. What's up? You're so cute. I love you. Bring your hands. You guys didn't know you were gonna get a show today.
Oh shit. No, don't put that on there. My bad.
It'll be so funny though. I can't cut it. It's epic.
Yeah. Deenie. Deenie, 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 deenie. Deenie.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what the Scurry furries look like just one more time for good measure, because are you kidding? I just finished this book. I honestly am gonna give it 3 stars. Like, don't come for me. Was the writing bad? Yeah, kind of it was, but I almost feel like it was intentional. Like, it was humorous. This was a funny book. Short, main character was like funny and cheesy in like, I don't know, kind of reminds me of like slasher movies a little bit. The vibe of like the character. The Scurry furries are hilarious, and it just felt like a nostalgic nod to childhood. I mentioned it earlier, but like the Tickle Me Elmo craze, the Furby craze, and then same with like the era of Black Friday shopping that wasn't done online, like where people were waiting in lines all night, being crazy. Like this book had all of that packed into like a 70-page horror novella. So I actually really enjoyed this. Was it immaculate? No, I won't forget it though. Like, this was 3 stars. I'm not mad about it. I don't know what to tell you. So really glad we picked that one. We are on a roll. I have thoroughly enjoyed both of the books that we've read so far. Let's go ahead and see if we can pick out our next read. I'm gonna go get comfy on the couch again, but let's see here. I did also just download a book called Red Christmas, which is a zombie apocalypse short story. So that could be fun. I have The Christmas Curse. That one I think is the one that's like ghost stories. Let's switch up the vibe a little bit. Let's do The Christmas Curse next, especially because I want to just like sit and get cozy. I like ghost stories, so like that could be a fun one. This is so fun. I love a reading vlog. Okay, so The Christmas Curse is by Tabitha Cross. I just thought I would read the little snippet here. At Christmas 1840, there was a terrible tragedy at Greystone Manor, and since that time, tenants have come and gone. Some have complained of a haunting sadness that gradually overwhelmed them and robbed them of their will to live, while others have told of seeing spirits that haunted the place. 1 or 2 tenants left because they would hear an awful wailing within the halls of the manor. For some time now, the manor has stood empty, abandoned for its reputation of being haunted. Jody March is a best-selling horror writer. She and her husband David have moved into Greystone Manor, where she hopes to find inspiration for her next novel. What Jody does not know is that the manor has a curse over it, and she inadvertently calls the curse down upon herself. David is sympathetic but does not believe that the frightening things Jody claims to be seeing are of supernatural origin. Alone in her suffering, Jody gradually descends into madness. Eventually, she and David flee the manor, But Jody learns that you cannot outrun a curse. She realizes that she must return to the manor for a final confrontation with the terrifying apparition that has been haunting her. We love a haunting. I got too comfy on the couch again and I fell asleep. I have a problem. But I mean, like, it's not just me. It's just like, it's a comfy ass couch, you know? It's like I just become one with the couch. Anyways, so the Christmas curse. The good news is I fell asleep at 33%, so that's not too bad. And I just keep taking these little short naps. So, you know, we're back on track. So far, kind of meh, like not super well written, not super interested in the story. I'm on page 26 and so far I have learned nothing new outside of the synopsis except for like a little bit more about what the curse actually is, and I'm just not intrigued. I'm not interested really. So I'm gonna give it another, it's a short book, so it's like not like I'm wasting that much time if I hate it, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more and see if it picks up. If it doesn't, I might move on to something else just because I have a limited amount of time and I want to be reading books I'm enjoying. Life's too short to not DNF a book that's terrible. We'll go from there. I feel like I can tell the author is trying to, like, this is giving gothic vibes. Like she's kind of losing her mind. Like the haunting is, I think, a metaphor for like the deterioration of her relationship, which we see a lot. It's just not well written and it's not super interesting. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And this sort of just all started happening like out of nowhere. Like I don't really understand. I think I don't really know what's going on. So this woman is her friend, but like let her have these horrible experiences and is now only like helping her or warning her after she's traumatized and like losing herself. This woman's a bitch. Like that's not your friend. She's like, oh, I usually stay out of it and eventually people will just move out of the haunted house. This is your friend who moved into the haunted house. Doesn't make any fucking sense to me. She's like, drink this tea, it'll help you calm down. Bitch, not being haunted would have helped her calm down. Okay, once again, too quick to judge. I think this book is another 3-star. I was a little bored up front, but it got really good. It was like a good kind of gothic haunting story. The end, super creepy, and the writing was pretty good. Like it was a slow start, but honestly it was a short book, so like it turned around pretty quickly. Like I don't think it helped that I was feeling a little bit sleepy. So the Christmas Curse, this was, yeah, I give this 3 stars. I enjoyed it. I actually really liked it, especially if you're like into the kind of gothic vibes, because it really did remind me of like the yellow wallpaper or like just some of those old classic gothic stories of like the woman going mad and like it being like the supernatural is involved, but like is it really supernatural? A shitty husband, there's always a shitty husband, who turned out in this book to not be that shitty actually. But, and I was wrong, it was not her kind of losing her mind. I don't think was a metaphor for her deteriorating marriage. Her marriage was not in a good spot, but I think it was actually for something else. And I'm not going to share because that would spoil what the curse is in the book, but I recommend it. It's a short one, 77 pages, I think. So yeah, I really, really liked it. We need to pick our next book. All right, so after looking at the rest of the books that I have already downloaded, I think I'm going to go with The Visitor next, which is the alien, 6 strangers in a diner. So I'm going to start reading this and then we'll see how far we get. I think I'm going to be able to finish this last book today. We'll see if we start another one. So yesterday really got away from me, and so I wasn't able to film the rest of the afternoon. I did end up finishing The Visitor yesterday in bed. I'm gonna give that one 3 stars. I think the afterword really won me over, but I did not enjoy that book as much as I thought I would. I think that was a perfect example of how I mentioned that a lot of times short stories there's not enough time for me to be invested in the characters, and that's one where had that been written as like a full-length book, I think I would have really, really liked it. But it was action-packed, it was still enjoyable, I wasn't bored. And again, like I said, if you know, the afterword, the afterword won me over. So yeah, we're gonna give that one a solid 3 stars. I thought this morning, I had a little bit of time, so since I wasn't able to film yesterday afternoon, I thought we would take a look and maybe read one more short one. I know that there were a couple on the Kindle, so I thought we would just do a bonus one. And so I know Red Christmas was the zombie one, that is on the shorter side. That one's only 51 pages. So I'm gonna make myself a little slice of toast and then we're gonna get started on Red Christmas. Okay, so this is like a year after the zombie apocalypse, it seems like. There was a zombie apocalypse on Christmas and now it's like a year later. Okay, so I finished Red Christmas and honestly, it was just depressing. That was a really depressing short read. It was well written. I don't think it was like the vibe I was looking for, but I'm not gonna rate it poorly just because I wasn't in the mood for it. I thought it was well written. It's essentially about a man named Preston. I've mentioned already, like the zombie apocalypse happened a year ago on Christmas. Now it's a year later on Christmas again. And he's essentially on the hunt to find a star for his Christmas tree. And like you eventually figure out why that is that he's like putting himself in danger to do this. He's like going through this mall, he runs into zombie Santa, but the whole thing is like just like this inner monologue of what he's thinking about and like the trauma he has. So it was like a little more serious than I think the cover let on. Like it kind of looks like sort of goofy, but I mean it does say it was like a psychological horror, so in the title, so like I should have picked that up from that. But I'm trying to think of what I want to rate it, because I'll give it 3, because like I don't want to give something a 2 unless I hated it. This wasn't like, it wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't bad, and like this, it was well written. Like I can tell the author like knows what they're doing. We got through 5 books, which is more than I thought I was gonna get through, but they were all very short. We started with The Christmas Guest, which was fantastic. Like that might be like an annual reread. That was so good. I really liked that one. I gave it 4 stars. Then we read Christmas Night of the Scurry, Furry, a horror novelette. That was about the attack of the Furbies. I really liked that one too. I gave that one 3 stars just because it wasn't the most well written, but like it was a good fun time. Then we read The Christmas Curse, was also very good. I thought it started out kind of slow. I wasn't really in the mood for it, but it ended up being like a lot more like gothic than I thought, and I liked how that kind of played out. That story was good. I think The Visitor was probably like the biggest disappointment for me because I have seen that book kind of all over the place, so I was really anticipating like that one being really good, and I liked the premise of it, but I think that story specifically, I wanted more out of it, and so I think it would have played out better as like a full-length book instead of a novella. So I gave that one 3 stars as well. And then the last one we just read here was Red Christmas. That was the zombie one, and I'm gonna give that one 3 stars too. So we didn't hit any 1 or 2 star books. We didn't DNF anything. This was really fun, so I think I might actually do another one of these this month. Would you guys like that? If I kind of just keep reading through, like I could pick a couple that are, you know, well known, but then also try to find some of these like obscure random self-published stories as well. I think that's kind of a good time. Maybe we read like a short story anthology. I know there's like quite a few of those for Christmas, but yeah, I think I might do this again. I have some time coming up where I should be able to film these maybe in the evenings or like a little bit during the day. So yeah, I think that we might do that coming up here. I do have a couple of other fun things planned for Christmas videos. We have our next episode of Hot Girl Horror 101 that's going to be coming out soon. That's all I got for you guys for now. Thank you for hanging out. Sorry it was a little bit more spread out, but you know, we got through 5 books, so I think that's pretty good for one reading vlog. But I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, love you, bye.